Thought it'd be a fun time to do what we were doing before, where we just kind of do a video. It could either be a conversation, so as cards are played and all that, and you all have certain opinions on certain topics in the game. That's totally great. Um, to kind of give an update, I've been making a lot more shorts recently because recently, of course, it being the holidays and stuff. I'm going to turn this just a little bit. There we go. Because it was the holidays, of course, I was out on trips with the family or doing some random stuff. So I wasn't really able to draft that much recently. I should be starting to draft soon. I might be able to do one on Sunday, but still don't know. But hopefully the draft cycle will start again soon. Um, what we do have going on, or at least this is the current plan, is tomorrow. What I might be doing is doing another box opening. Like, me and the team is kind of debating between either uh, Brothers War set booster or a Ravnica remastered as a way to kind of pregame before the new Innistrad remaster comes out and we start pulling stuff from that set. But in the meantime, yeah, that's kind of like what we're doing. We actually did just post some more cards. So, you could always check out our TCG page by Googling TCG Find Seller and then look up Deck Doctor, and then you'll find our page where you can see what we currently have posted and available. Another thing is there's a reason why I can't go to Sealed tonight, which is because there's been a big snowstorm over here. So people were encouraged to stay inside for the next couple of days. So that's why I've been chilling here, if you know what I'm saying. So yeah, the plan is we were going to do this today instead, and then do some more shorts, of course. But after that, we were going to do a thing where tomorrow's Saturday, so tomorrow maybe a box opening. Day after that, not sure. It's either going to be draft or it's something different. Monday, though, we're thinking about doing a live stream quick draft on Arena. So that's kind of our to-do list there. But anyway, to kind of talk through these decks, kind of like what we say all the time is in the beginning, there's always the threat assessment of what happens in the beginning, right? So I don't know if anyone in the comments wants to kind of say what they think the biggest threat would be off the board, but naturally all players will start by basing, okay, what kind of commanders are we playing, right? And this is one of the more dangerous pods. So people are definitely going to have their assumptions right away. I'm going to tell you the common assumptions I hear people say versus what actually is. Ydra's pretty self-explanatory. It's all about Cascade and things that involve Storm or Storm-like mechanics that'll kind of get you to the game as quick as possible. One challenge that does come with the deck sometimes is it does have to hit a player to do it. It does have Trample, but sometimes it's in some of the videos late game where people have a bunch of stuff. So that's why I have one or two things here to make it harder to block, so that way I could hit someone and give my stuff Cascade. The next deck, of course, is the Mr. Foxglove. I did not, fun story about that, I did not hear of that card at all. People were going crazy about the pre-con it came in, and I was kind of meh on the pre-con because it wasn't really my style. But I've been meaning to take apart the Doctor Who deck, which is why I have a lot of Doctor Who art cards in that deck still, all the lands and stuff, because that was my deck before I built this one. But when I saw that it was, and I was like, wait, attacking? I like it attacking. Draw cards? I like draw cards. Playing stuff for free? I'm like, wow, I like playing stuff for free, because the commander basically, for those of you who haven't heard of it before, says 3/5 lifelink. When it attacks, draw cards equal to the difference of the Fang player's turn. If not, you could just put a creature from your hand into play without paying its mana cost, which is really cool. They do have to, of course, have less cards in hand than you, but it's still kind of really cool. Saskia, the common assumption that I get with people who, when I take this deck out, is they get a concern that I'm playing infect, because this does work with infect. Because it says, for those you don't know, when it enters battlefield, you choose a player, and whenever a creature you control deals damage to a player, that player takes the same amount. So it works with infect. So some people would make a 4-color infect deck with that. But this is a little different. It's more of a lifelink powerhouse. And then we got the voting deck, which of course scares people because it does see a lot of CEDH play. This isn't a CEDH deck yet, but it's flying Ward 3, which is pretty cool. And when it enters the battlefield or attacks, each player votes for basically clue or treasure. And for each vote, you get that many treasures and that many clues. A way I like to build the deck is naturally people are going to say clue because no one wants to give their opponents mana ramp. So a lot of times, in my experience, if people are given the option between treasure or clue, they're going to always say, okay, I'm going to choose clue because don't want to give you mana. I'd rather give you something where you have to pay 2 to draw a card. But that's why when you run stuff like Tamio's Journal, where you could sack 3 clues and search for a card, or other mechanics that just work so good with Investigate, people are going to be pressured to give you mana instead of clues. So that's kind of the theme I went for with that deck. So with that, I was going to start doing like a demo game. And again, in the comments, people could say, this is what I would have done differently. This is probably this, or like whatever. But yeah, like obviously with Saskia, draw for turn, they're going to keep it basic and then pass. Oh, I didn't realize their hand was this bad. This might be awkward. And then draw, kind of like beginning stuff, like plain and simple, play a Plains land. I was also able to update my decks to give them like more of the full arts, which is kind of cool. I still have 1 or 2 decks that need full arts, but it's a lot of fun. Then we got, ooh, that's a fun draw. We got a forest and then pass. Same art on both those maps, which is kind of funny. Then we got, oh yeah, this guy kept a risky hand too. Tap land, pass, and then around, this might be a couple of the quick, draw a card. Oh, well, that's awkward. He needs 1 more land to make that card good. Forest, mountain pass, draw, island, and then did all these guys keep bad hands and I just didn't realize that? Oopsies, we might be playing a who gets the land first wins kind of game, which is kind of funny. Draw for turn. That was a pretty good draw. Oh, that's a really good draw. He has all the colors ready now. He's probably going to go for a mountain and then for 2 play Bloom Tender. Then he's going to pass. Then it kind of goes here, draw. No, he needs 1 more land. He's going to play a tap land and then end his turn. Then we got this guy, draw. Oh, perfect. He drew a delayed what he needs, a tap tri-land, and then he's going to pass. See if this guy draws what he needs. Oh yeah, what do you know? Land. And for 3, I think he's going to play, I can't even say the name of this card. The Investigator. It's pretty good in Commander. Flying Vigilance at the beginning of your upkeep, investigate once for each opponent has more cards in the end than you. Which again is great in this deck because it likes getting clues to scare the opponents to give them more mana. Then we go to untap and draw. Oh, that's actually a pretty good draw. He's going to play a island for 2, Coiling Oracle, reveal a top. That is a land. And this is where I got to reread my cards. If it's a land card, put it on the battlefield. So he's going to play the fetch land, comes in untapped. Now this could tap for 2, so we got 2, 3. He's 1 short from doing 1 thing he would like to do. So he's just going to pass the turn. I mean, normally in casual games, I go ahead and crack the fetch land right away to save time, but I know normally in more competitive games, some people may. I wonder if it's different now, though, because, ooh, he top deck a land. Land, because I know, look at the top card anytime. You cast creature spells on the top. Maybe for now, he's, I don't know. He actually has a tough call. This is one of the reasons why I'm debating, because, like, on one hand, he could play this 3-drop, but it doesn't say he could play lands, and then this card to search for a high-drop creature. So I don't know. Maybe it would still be good just to pay the life and play this guy. I don't know if people agree with that. Look at the top. It's a... Ooh, that's a big creature from the new set. But yeah. I forgot what I was rambling about. But anyway, untap and draw. Oh, yeah, because of the new... What was it called? 1 Soul Ring, so it's good he played that. For 3, he's going to play the Elder, so he's just ramping, that's all. So untap, upkeep. He has 6 cards in hand. He only has 6 cards in hand, so no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 sixes, oh no. 5, yeah, so he's not going to investigate. So then untap and draw. We got some mana ramps. So for 3, he's going to play Model of Unity. I like this card in voting decks. And I think he's going to go to combat and attack the Cascade player because he's ramping and probably about to play his commander pretty soon. Saskia is pretty scary, but I don't know if you all would have gone for the Saskia player or the Cascade guy, but I probably would have gone to the Cascade guy because I know he's going to do crazy stuff. Like, he's going to crack his fetch land. He's going to get a tri-land. He's going to shuffle his deck really quickly. And then untap and draw. Ooh, this is a good draw. I love this card from Bloomborough. It's so much fun. So land for turn, he currently has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So he's 1 short from playing this, but he could actually scare his opponent a little bit. Let's try to scare him, see what he does. For 7, he's going to play Nyxbloom Ancient. So now whenever he taps permanent for mana, it's tripled. So that's disgusting. So obviously he's the biggest threat, and the guy who was playing the vote deck had every right to think that he was going to be the problem. So this guy is going to look at the top. There is a land there, so in the future that might help. I think what he's going to do for now is for 2. He's going to play Argent Dias. There's Battlefield with 2 oil counters on it. Then, no, there we go. 2 oil counters, and it also says he could pay to remove an oil counter, exile target non-land permanent, its controller draws 2. Oh, if only he had 1 more mana. That would have been so useful. Just get rid of the Nyxbloom Ancients, and then that's a sad face emoji. But don't worry, this player's got it. Land that doesn't enter tapped. He's going to do this before he untaps. He's going to generous gift the Nyxbloom. Nyxbloom, of course, will die because he has no response. That was a big hit because if Nyxbloom untaps and gets things, then obviously he's going to go crazy with that cajillion mana. Now, of course, this is the salty player, Matt, so as a joke, like, sometimes I would be like, oh no, why would you target me? I'm not even doing anything. That's kind of what I base that character off of, the kind of players who you do the right move, and they get mad because you did the right move, and not because you did something so unreasonable that you're like, okay, why? But, because that happens sometimes, too. But yeah, no, I'm sure we all did. We definitely met a few salty players who would just go ballistic over doing the right move that stops their game plan. I mean, I get it. Like, if someone did that to me, I would probably be bummed, be like, oh, I was gonna go off with Nyxbloom Ancients. Like, why wouldn't they let me? Sad face, but I get it. So yeah, so he's gonna do that while he's tapped out, just so that way. I actually one advice I give some people sometimes is, even though, yeah, it's at instant speed, I like to use instant speed cards at sorcery speed if the opponent's tapped out and I want to do it now, because I don't want to let them untap just to realize they have a big response. But anyway, so now for 3 mana, actually, let's say, I tapped it wrong. That's okay. He's gonna play the Melee Exemplar. This card I feel a lot of players know about because it says your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. Then he's going to... there's not really anyone good to hit. So he's going to pass. And then it'll go on to the voting player's turn. Draw. He's got 4 mana available. I think for now... what does this say? Beginner end step for each opponent lost... Begin and step, investigate for each opponent. Whenever creatures is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, create a 1/1. This only once per turn. Yeah. So for 3, he's going to play Teysa. Then he's going to go to combat. He's going to go 2 in the air. This is where it gets tricky. And I think he's still going to go with the Cascade player, because even though he wants to spread the love, he also doesn't want to get on anyone else's bad side. So he's going to hit them. Oh, and upkeep, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's no way. 2 in the air, and he took it. So now, at the beginning of his end step, since someone lost life, he's going to get a clue token, which is actually pretty good right now, given how he's not doing so great on mana. So let me grab a clue token. Aha! Get a clue. So he gets a clue token, and he's going to pass the turn. So now it goes on to the Cascade player, who's salty because someone blew up his good card. Untap draw. What he's going to do is he's going to say, okay, I'm going to play a tap land. Then for one of each color, he's going to go ahead and play his commander, which is good because now this could tap for all 4 colors. That's the same reason why I run that Bloom over there, because of the fact that it taps per color. In 4-color decks that are higher, that's pretty good. It's good in 3 too, but especially good in these. So then he's going to tap this for 4. This is odd. He's going to play this guy. When it out, he could look at the top card of the deck, and he could cast creature spells, play lands and cast spells that are cost 4 or greater. He doesn't really have anyone worth hitting, but I guess just out to take some of his anger out, he's going to go 3 this player's way. Of course, he's going to take it because he doesn't want to lose the card that's giving him advantage, and then he's going to pass. So he's going to untap and draw, play the land, okay. And then for 4, he's going to play Rip Spawn Hunter. And I don't know if you all heard of this card. I think it's really good. I love it. It has survival, so second main, when it's tapped, it says reveal the top X cards of your library where X is power. You can put any number of creatures or vehicles with different powers into your hand. I know obviously it's good in vehicle decks where you have a tap outlet, but like still, it's a 4 that if it's tapped, you get to do stuff. I just love that card, especially in limited. So draw for turn. What he's going to do is similar to what the guy a second ago did. He's going to tap 1 of every color to play Saskia. So when Saskia enters, he's of course going to choose the Gross Cascade player. So any damage he deals to someone else will basically double. I don't know if he's going to do that this turn because he'll have some pretty good blockers. But what he is going to do is for 4, since he has that, plus 6, he's going to play a gross demon called Rakdos, Patron of Chaos. So, beginning of end step, he can make target player sack 2 non-land permanents, but if they don't want to do it, he could draw 2 cards. So he's going to target the Cascade player again. And to be honest, card draw is pretty good, and like, he has a couple cards that don't really do anything. Like this card already entered the battlefield. This card's just a leftover from his stuff being destroyed. So I think he's actually going to go the option to get rid of a couple things just to not give him card advantage. So, of course, no combats. So he's just going to pass the turn. So untap and draw. That can actually be really good. He's going to play Alchemy Manufacturer. He's then going to go to combat, and he's going to hit the Cascade player again for 2 in the air. So the Cascade player takes 2 more. End of turn, he's going to make 1 of everything. So he's going to make... I'm grabbing the token pile. It's all the way over here. He's going to make... I also need a dice. Another clue. Because he made another clue... He's also going to make a food, and where is it? Somewhere here. There's so many, and a treasure token. Which is really good in this deck because at that point it doesn't matter what they vote. He's just going to get everything out. So passing the turn, goes back to the Cascade player. And tap and draw. He is, so let's see what mana he has. Oh, he has more than enough. This is disgusting. He's going to float. Let's say he floats a red. Actually, no, he's going to... yeah, he's going to float a red. He's going to cast Beast Whisperer. So whenever he casts a creature, he draws another card. Then with the 1 floating, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he's going to cast a Tali. Trigger, draw a card. He's He's going to look at the top. I don't think he played a land this turn, so land for turn, right? Look at the top card. Anytime you play lands or cast spells, look at the top. Cool, just a land. So now he is going to pass the turn because again, he would have loved to hit someone with his commander, but everyone just has too much blockers. So untap and draw. This player is for 4 going to play Kine, which, wait a second. Yep, that's right. He's going to play Kine. So now, as long as it's a legendary from one of the new precons from Murders of Karlov Manor, the blue-green. I actually bought the deck in part because of this card. I made a commander out of it, for those of you who don't know, because it says, if its power is even, non-creature spells you control have flash. If it's odd, then creatures have flash. But whenever you draw a card, this gets a counter, which is pretty fun. Not a lot of good people to hit. So I think this guy is just going to pass his turn. Look at the top. Cool. Oh, that was a big one. So he's going to untap. He's going to draw. Not bad. He's going to, for 4, I think he's going to go ahead and Explosive Vegetation to get a couple more basics. Probably use a Plain No Swamp. Oh, they're right there. So then, after that, he has 6 mana left, because again, these ramps are so good. So now he's debating, because on one hand, it'd be great to attack, and on the other hand, he will be making a lot of enemies. I think for 6, he's definitely going to play Warstorm Surge. I know that's naturally going to get players to go like, oh, what do I do? Honestly, he's probably going to pass and then just target him. He's not going to give up his stuff this time, so he's going to draw 2 cards. So then untap and draw. Oh, he drew something. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Doesn't really help yet. But what he's going to go ahead and do is he's got 5 mana. So what will he do with that 5? I think for 5, he's going to just go ahead and play Revel and Riches to hopefully get more mana. That's obviously going to make him the target, so that's downside. He's also going to play a bounce land. So next turn he plays Commander, which will also make him a target. Then he's probably just going to go 2 in the air his way again. Just so that way he could end a turn, get 1 of everything. Get this, get that, get another food, so grabbing a dice. Pretty good stuff. So then it will go on to his turn. This is where stuff might get a little gross. So untap and draw. Well, I guess on instep he's going to tap this to fail 2 because he saw the top card and didn't like it. He's going to ditch both those lands and then go to his turn because he's good on mana. Okay, so this is where it's about to get really gross. So not a lot of people to hit, but I guess go to combat. He's going to go 6 at the player who's been hitting him. A Tali trigger. Oh, that does have Death Touch, though. That makes it harder. I guess, actually, in that case, he's going to go 6 over at this player because he's less likely going to block. So everyone revealed the top card. Oh, that's a big hit. Gross. So on attacks, he's going to cast some stuff for free. Under Reclaim, he's probably going to put Nyx Bloom back on top of his deck. Just going to get really gross in a second. Under this, oh, I didn't see it. What does it say? Destroy artifact, or counter instant. I think he's going to say destroy artifact and get rid of that thing that's giving him too much stuff. Unfortunately, the guy doesn't have a response to that, I don't think, so that's just going to die. Yeah, sure, free creatures are fun, so he's going to get a free creature. And then under here, he's probably going to blow up the enchantment that was... actually, let's spread the love. War Storm Surge is pretty gross. He's going to blow up War Storm Surge because that can basically next turn kill people. And that's bad. So it's coming at him. He's going to look at the top. This is a tough call. Like, stuff is good. He's probably just going to chump block with this. And then this guy will proceed to his second main for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4, 8. He's going to cast Maelstrom Wanderer. Trigger. I think he's going to do the Cascade triggers on top of the stack, mainly because he knows what's on top. So a free Nyx Bloom Ancients. And it cascades... Cascade twice. So he got Nyx Bloom Ancients. He also got this card, which also has Cascade and gives everything that's 6 or higher Cascade. So we're looking for less than 5. Sensei's top. He also casted 3 creatures, so he's going to draw 3. Then for 4, he's going to go ahead and play, so 2 floating. Oh, wait, no. He has to... I guess I could pretend that I used it differently, but nah. We're just going to say 3 math. 3 minus 1 is 2, plus that is 5, so that 1 floating. Trigger, draw a card off of Beast Within. He has 1 floating left, so that in 4, let's say for 3, he casts Spana, draw a card, and then he already attacked. Do you like how it's just hard to even see what's under there? Then yeah, he's going to pass. So then it's going over to this player's turn. Tap draw. Land. And I think he's just going to play this champion. Lose a life. He drew a card, so this gets a counter. And then, I don't really know if he wants to go to combat, so he's just going to pass. So then he'll go to this player's turn. He's going to try to save the day. Why? No idea. Tap lands. I think one thing, luckily he has a lot of removal in his hands, so for a white and a black, he's going to attempt to de-spark the Nyx Bloom Ancient, which it resolves, because Nyx Bloom is one of those kill on sight cards. As soon as he starts untapping with Nyx Bloom, it's GG, man. So exile Nyx Bloom. Then for 3, he's going to play a Commander Sphere just to ramp up. And then for 2, he's going to Assassin's Trophy something. I mean, honestly, this is where it could be a tough decision. So if people done something different, they could say so in the chat. He's probably going to lean towards... oh, and I missed a trigger. So when that died, because Revel and Riches, all of these go up. Or actually, no, because he killed the thing. So just the treasure goes up. It does say a creature on opponent controls. So he has 2 treasures. After this dies, he's going to get another treasure. So I think in this case, for the Assassin's Trophy, I think for now he's going to go with Tali. So Tali dies, search for a land. I don't think it enters tapped if I remember that card right. Check in a second. Just shuffling, don't mind me. Just to try to like lower this guy's, give him some handicaps, you know. Then he's going to float 4 mana, use 3 of it for Chaos, something, first strike, death touch. Then with the rest, he's going to play Growing Rites, Vitlamog. We'll look at top 4. He's going to put a Yara, the War Leader, I can't say it. Goes to his hand. He's going to proceed to end step, couple triggers. On top of the stack, he's going to flip Growing Rites, Vitlamog. That's how it becomes that expensive land. And then here, he's going to target him to say, hey, do you want to sack 2 things or give me cards? I think in this case, he's going to say give cards because his stuff could go off soon. And I don't think he wants to do that. So he's going to draw 2. And then, of course, this guy's going to pass. Then it's going to go on to this guy's turn, and I think he might actually have the game for the classic reasons. So he's going to play a land. And this is something you all heard of multiple times, I'm sure, on the internet. For 5/6, he's going to play his commander. Of course, given how he has Revel and Riches out, no one wants to say treasure. So they're obviously going to say, he's obviously going to say treasure. They're obviously going to say clue. So then, on his second main, for 2 mana, or 1 here, tap here, he's going to play Time Sieve, which says tap, sacrifice 5 artifacts, and then take an extra turn. So he's going to tap it, sacrifice 2 food and 3 clues. So he's going to get an extra turn. He's going to proceed to his extra turn. Well, he also gets to scry 2 because of... Oh, these are so funny. This might even get it. So he's going to go to his extra turn. He's going to draw. He's going to, for 2, play Grudge Keeper. I love this card. It says, whenever an opponent votes for something you don't vote for, they're going to lose 2 life. And so he's going to go to combat. And he's going to go... Cascade Guy doesn't have flying. 6 in the air, the Cascade Guy. Attack trigger, they all vote. They're all going to hesitate because they know if they give him the treasure, he'll win. So they're going to try to make him work for it. But this game is over, and I'll explain why in a second. So, 2 treasures, 3 clues. He takes... They all take 2 off of not voting what he voted for. And then second main, and then he's going to take 6 commander. And second main, he's going to tap the time, sack the 5 clue tokens, take an extra turn. Before the extra turn, just to make sure, why not? He's going to go ahead and play one more thing you play. Then untap and draw, and this is where it's going to get really gross. He's going to play Ballot Broker, which says whenever voting happens, you could vote an additional time. So he gets 3 votes, they each get 1. Then he's going to go to combat. Swing at them. Obviously, he's going to vote treasure 3 times. They're each going to vote clue. So he gets 3 more clues. And he's going to get 3 more treasures. So he goes to 8 treasures. To make it easier, I'm just going to use 2d6s. And this is where it's about to get gross. So great. Same thing. They didn't vote for him. So 2, 2, and 2. And for 2, 3, 6, so down to 5 treasures. He's going to play a card I felt people forgot about. Persuasive Interrogators. When it enters, I investigate. Another clue. But whenever I sacrifice a clue, target player gets 2 poison counters. So I'm going to tap this, sacrifice the 5 clues, and give him 10 poison counters. He's dead. and I take an extra turn. So basically, I keep making tokens and just sack the clues to give them each poison counters. So with that, the voting deck actually just kind of came from a sneak from behind win by using a classic combo. But a little spice I added to it is add the guy that says whenever you sack a clue, target player gets 2 poison counters. And so I could bring them up close to kind of show you. So there's the commander that makes artifact tokens when it enters attacks. The one where I sacrifice 5 artifacts to take an extra turn. But this guy in particular, this is one of the reasons why my opponents get scared to say clue, because whenever I sack a clue, and it doesn't even say to itself, just whenever you sack a clue, comma, target opponent gets 2 poison counters. So then you just give them all the poison counters, and they die. So yeah, that's sort of a trick on a more high power level game.